NFL, George Pickens has been traded to the Dallas Cowboys from the Pittsburgh Steelers in a blockbuster deal. Here is the rundown and key details of this particular deal. Now, the deal basically entails Dallas Cowboys will be receiving wide receiver George Pickens and a 2027 sixth round pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers, however, are going to be receiving a 2026 third round pick and a 2027 fifth round pick from Dallas. Now, let's speak on the impact on the Dallas Cowboys first, because we need to see how George Pickens would be influenced or how he would impact the Dallas team in general. First things first, Pickens joined CeeDee Lamb, forming one of the best wide receiver duos in the entire NFL. The last time we saw these two players, we saw Pickens basically running for about 900 yards, and then we saw CeeDee Lamb running for about 1,194 yards, which was just crazy. And now you bring in both of them in a team that has a quarterback like Dak Prescott. And what that would basically be is that usually when they double CeeDee Lamb, you can't double CeeDee Lamb anymore because you have a huge threat in behind in George Pickens. It's going to be dangerous to play these two teams. And then you see Dak Prescott basically get a major weapon boosting Dallas's offense in the 2025 season. It's just going to be crazy because now Dallas has the left and the right all active at the same time. Before they had either or. Whether CeeDee Lamb is lining up on the right-hand side or the left-hand side, every single person understands that he's going to be doubled and he's going to be the focal point of the offense. And now they have split that attention. In splitting that attention, you are giving both players an opportunity to have their best season yet. Now, the Cowboys still need to sign Pickens to an extension as he's entering his final year of his rookie contract. That's the key part. And now the Dallas Cowboys can look at the situation, see if they actually need to sign him, because if he does very well this season, kudos, we have gotten one of the, I say we like as if I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, they have gotten a really good wide receiver for a third round pick, which is crazy because if George Pickens got drafted in this draft as a third round pick, every single person will be waxing the lyrical on Jerry Jones and his drafting style. And then when we look at the impact for the Steelers, this is where things take a bit of shape because the Steelers have traded Pickens after acquiring DK Metcalf, avoiding, this is the key part, avoiding a costly future contract situation because DK Metcalf had been paid $130 million. One thing I know for sure is that Pickens is going to be asking for $131 million. No doubt about it. And if you have that amount of money going to two wide receivers, what are you going to do when you have your quarterback? What are you going to do when you have your O-line to pay or your linebacker to pay? All those things are, and the rest of the squad. You are basically putting a lot of money in that wide receiver room, which is not the best idea. So that's the one thing that we need to understand. And then you look at the situation going forward. The Pittsburgh wide receiver room now has features like Metcalf, Woods, and Austin. These are the players that they have. You understand? I don't think it's good enough. I think they still have to increase their threat in the wide receiver position. But of course, this also leads to the fact that they do not have a quarterback yet. There's still an uncertainty about the quarterback. And of course, we know Mason Rudolph came back into the fold. And then you have Skylar Thompson, who is currently leading the depth chart, which is just mind-blowing, in my opinion. However, they are still looking to bring in Aaron. And that might basically take them to a playoff role type-ish, because of course they have Mike Tomlin as a coach. So that's definitely something that is still going to be happening. Now let's look at what the contract situation is. Pickens is still on his rookie deal, earning about 3.7, let's round it up to $4 million in 2025. However, he is not rushing into an extension, waiting to prove he's a top guy before he negotiates a deal. And that is the key thing. A top guy will definitely want to get paid what he needs to get paid. And with DK Metcalf coming in and the Steelers giving DK that top guy money, I don't think he understood that there's no way I'm going to be getting paid that in Pittsburgh, especially because he has had a history of just being, for lack of a better term, a diva type ish. Now, I don't know him personally, nor do I know him in the room, because the Steelers have come out to say, and they come out to basically make this a point, that he is a very coachable talent. However, on the field, we can also see a bit of a difference. Now, what is next? That's the question. What is next for Dallas? Dallas will need to finalize Pickens' contract situation before the season starts, in my opinion. I think this is a way that Dallas would be like, okay, hey, this is what we want to do. Let's make this agreement and let's move it forward so we understand how good of a player you are, and let's get you signed. If not, he could be walking next season for free. He could be working, and I know a lot of players, I know a lot of teams that can use the likes of Pickens. In fact, I would say the Chiefs would not be minding. I don't think they would mind if they got Pickens next. And then the Dallas Cowboys are now a serious playoff contender with a revamp offense. So that's definitely what's going to happen. They're a serious playoff contender. They are waiting to absolutely make a splash in the playoff contention. And the Steelers may struggle offensively, especially because they do not have a reliable quarterback right now. This trade definitely shakes up both teams in a big way. What do you think would be the situation? Do you think Pickens would thrive in Dallas? Hit it down in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about this. Hit that subscribe button so you guys do not miss anything that we do here on Pillar Sports. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.